Hi all, it's Mihata, and today I want to do a quick recap of my my participation in the BTDiablo offline ladder season 1. I was discussing with one of the Discord members how I got to this level, to beating the game at level and being to level 88 in the moment. So I'd like to quickly go through some of the changes, some of the things that I've been. So early on, I started with double swing, nothing too interesting. At level 18 or 19, I, I started gambling for a mole. 19 is the first level that I could get a mole from gambling. I think one of the very first that I bought was a rare one, an average, nothing too crazy about that one, but I used it at least until mid-nightmare. Of course, in BTDiablo the second difficulty is agony, but nightmare for historical reasons. And then when I got to the countess, to the nightmare countess, I made myself a black in a first in the exceptional version of the Barbared Club, in the Spiked Club. I don't have it. It's not on my mind at the end, at the moment. So I made myself a black and a rhyme shield, not this one, or like this one, in the bone shield, and I was ready to progress further. The skill was mainly leap attack, and of course it's synergy leap. I think I was like 60 something, so in normal it was almost always player's 8. Then nightmare, I started switching between the different player settings. When I got the black club and rhyme shield, I started pushing forward. I think beating nightmare was also okay, but then insanity, the hell version of the game, was pretty tough. I think I was like level 68 or something, so jumping from 60 something to the 85 areas in insanity was pretty rough. I, I was still running with my black and my rhyme shield, more or less. I was able to create an insight in a partisan. So what I did for some time, for a lot of time, was to whirlwind with the insight partisan to a point where I was able to clear player's 8 on nightmare. I was trying to level up so I can move forward. When I got to insanity, to the countess, I managed to get myself a lamb rune. Actually I got a pull rune that I downgraded to a lamb and created myself a wealth armor, and around that time I managed to get positive magic find with amulets, with rings, what else, boots. I still have the gloves in my stash, these gloves. So I started running the bosses mostly on Dariel, and I don't remember if it was on Dariel that dropped the flesh render. Actually I got two of these. I think this is the second one. It was an upgrade over the black rune word, so I threw the black rune word away. mainly because of the extra damage. The damage on the flash renderer is like double to the black rune word, although the crushing blow is at half. But the other mobs on the flash renderer are also nice. At some point I got myself a bone snap as well, which I upped to the exceptional version, and it was quite decent damage. It was in the sort of 300 to 400 something damage, I think, with the resist, with the 40% crushing blow. It was pretty cool to rock with that weapon. I also, in BTDiablo, I was able to use the mole on the Act 5 mercenary, so that was an upgrade. For the mercenary I switched to that mercenary for some time, and he was rocking quite a lot. He was quite tanky. One thing that is interesting for BTDiablo is about the masteries. So I consider the mastery is not that important, at least in the playthrough variant, mainly because leap attack is changed to always hits, so attack rating is not an issue at all. The other thing is that actually over here the leap attack provides a lot of additional damage to the weapon, and it has almost any weapon could have very decent damage. Let me just show what's the damage with the flash renderer at the moment. Like I have a lot of strength, but it was decent, 1000 2000 damage when using the flash render. So I was using Grimward instead. So Grimward is a big thing with the Find Potion synergy. The 100 and something whatever I could get to enemy damage taken increase helps a lot. Like I can, when I'm leveling up, so I managed to beat the game, I think on the 8th day, on the Friday. Also that was part of that was because during the week I could play for a few hours in the evenings, and I knew that to get through the game I would need more time, to have a block of time that I can focus on this. So that happened on Friday night for me. I beat the game. One thing that helped me significantly was the skin of the Viper Magi that I'm pretty sure Andariel dropped. This was the armor I was using. Another skill that was very helpful in the Insanity version was Howl. I had to level enough so my level plus the skills on Howl is above the mob level, and the regular mobs in Insanity are all level 85, minions are 87, and uniques and super uniques are 88. But the uniques are not cannot be scared, cannot be howled away. So the combo between Howl and Skin of the Viper Magi, because of the faster cast rate, was helping a lot. And this was how I beat the game, more or less. I think that the next day I collected keys. One thing that I can very quickly show now as well is that gathering the hate keys is pretty straightforward for the Barbarian. So there is a change in BTDiablo that I can use hate keys plus scroll town portal to open the Uber Duriel level consistently every time. And I consider Uberdurial to be the easiest because he just comes to the entrance to the red portal, and uh, he's easiest to get through. And my strategy to get the hate keys was to leap to the summoner, and the summoner also turns out to be pretty easy even on players 8 for my character, because I can come, scare the mobs, just jump around. Even groups like this are not big thing. The leap just pushes monsters away and puts them in hit recovery. So I can come here, scare everything away, and kill the summoner on player's 8. And he drops keys quite frequently. Then I quit and rinse and repeat. And once I got enough hate keys, I just opened Uberdurial's level, killed him 3 times, because any 3 organs open Uber Tristram, open Tristram, and that's how I got my first torch, which turned out to be a barbarian one, and it was pretty nice. One last tip would be about Flare Jungle, although I don't have the best setup, but what is cool for this area, I used it for leveling. What's cool for this area is that all monsters, I'll switch to players 1 just so I don't get wrecked because I don't have the whirlwind setup. All the monsters are okay, I can leech from all the monsters. I don't even have the house. And since I can leech with whirlwind, I can sustain easily and just go through the area and level up. So that's how I progressed to this part. And what's next? I want to get a 3rd torch. This is the 2nd torch I got, a druid, pretty basic or pretty low roll. I want to get a 2nd torch so I can slam, so I can corrupt this torch, my torch, and see if I can get another modifier. That's another BTDiablo thing. So that's it. I don't want to go through this for too long. This is the more or less what I've been through, what I did, how I got through BTDiablo, and I hope that this is helpful to other players who like to play a barbarian and play barbarian first. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.